Excuse me, Boom. It's a little hard to keep track and focus when Boomer's in here. He keeps pawing at me and being loud and obnoxious and telling me where to sit, biting my hands and wanting attention. Boomer, I really want to... I thought I would catch you guys up on what's been going on. This is kind of more of a PSA for people who know me and are curious about the whole college debacle I was going through this semester. I didn't talk about it on the vlog, partly because the vlog is an escape and I didn't want to have to edit that and kind of keep listing the same information over and over again as the stuff I was already experiencing. So it's not like I've been keeping stuff from you guys, it's just kind of two separate worlds, and I figured I would fill you guys in on it later. The real thing, the real kicker, let me get right to it. I have an easel to help me with illustration. This is my space here because my room's cold and I'm freezing like always. Crap, I didn't even check to see this easel is like in frame. Amateur. Okay, so I applied and got into Libertea. Yay! It is a Christian college in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I want to go there for the cinematic arts program and hopefully find an outlet for mission work. I am really into mission trips, and I say that as if I'm like an expert. I've only been on one, so I went to Belize over the summer, and I am the happiest when I'm traveling, and I'm the happiest when I'm doing nothing but photography and taking videos. It was a really good experience, and I could talk about that in a whole nother separate video, but that Liberty would be a great outlet for me to do mission work, as well as hopefully get into the filmmaking business. Okay, so this isn't really much of anything. Grandma got me this, I think, on Christmas when I was 13, and I got my first camera in the 6th grade. Pretty much ever since then, I've been making skits, and it's fun. And I want to do that for a living. No, I don't want to be the marker for a living. I want to be the one to be like, do that. Beside the point, Liberty, yay! So I got in. We went there in September, and it's about 2.5 hours away from here. Found out that in order to get into the film program, you actually have to apply in the fall to then go to the fall the following year, because that's when the program kicks off. It's kind of confusing. If I wanted to go, and I visualize the year as a track, like a racing track. I don't know where that came from. Maybe cars. Good job! Isn't this a lovely oval? So December is here, August is here. I swear I write better than that, but this is what we're dealing with. 2018. Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself. 2019. Let me double check and see if this is in frame. December 2018, August 2019. I messed up and wrote 2020 because I'm getting ahead. Obviously, because you know years. January. This is not stable. Okay, movie magic. So January. Why don't you just abbreviate the months? Okay, September 2018. This marker's gonna kill me. Let's get fun with it. Kind of have our bases laid out. So I found out that in order to get into the film program of fall 2019, school year fall, so do another like ring, fall 2019, and I was in the school year of fall 2018. So I found out in September. Now, in the grand scheme of school years and getting into colleges and applying, 6 months to 4 months is not a lot of time. I applied, I think, towards the end, and then I got in like the first week of, I think it was like the first week of October. So kind of in this area, I got in. Gold for acceptance. Uh-oh, I have to go soon. I'm gonna do uh-oh in red. This will be our good uh-oh color. So in order to get into the film program, fall 2019, I had to apply to get into the film program of 2019. So here was the issue with that and what I was running with anyway, and it took me a long time to decide whether or not I actually wanted to get in, because that would mean I'd have to be moving in January 2019. Move out time. And then this was about the time, I would say it was October, somewhere between October, it was probably about a month's time where I thought about it. Do I go? and there was a lot to deal with. So I don't know if any of you have applied or gotten into colleges or transferred anywhere, but there's a lot of steps. So I decided in October whether or not I wanted to move out and transfer in January. Like, well, why can't you just start the film program in the fall? Because there's something called prereqs, and every university has required amount of classes that you have to take in order to even qualify for a major or film program, or like introductory classes to a university. So being a Christian college, I needed to take Bible classes, and you can't take those at Wake Tech, for example, well, the community college I go to, for example, because they don't apply to the university itself. So Liberty. So I found out first week, and I had about a month's time to kind of get a move on stuff, but I just wasn't sure on whether or not I wanted to do that because I still had to finish my associate's degree. Now, I had 9 credit hours left of the degree that I found out about in this time span here. Let's use silver. So I decide to go, and then I check with my advisor, and I'm like, hey, so if I leave right now, how much time do I have left to finish the associate's degree? Like, can I finish it over the summer? Is that possible with summer classes? I went to Liberty, and I came back over the summer. I could re-enroll in Wake Tech, finish my my associate's degree, which is good. It's a 2-year degree, and if I've already kind of made the commitment and gone as far as I have at the community college I'm at to finish the associate's degree in the 2-year time span, I want to do that. I've made the commitment. I don't like not finishing things. This is about the amount of time left I have to finish everything. So I have about maybe 2.5 months left to finish the process of financial check-in, a whole another ball game. So money, housing, schooling, which I'm already enrolled in. I have to quit my job. Here, I'll add the loan on top of this. Oh, and then basically making my goodbyes and saying goodbye and kind of tying up loose ends socially around home. So I'll say social affairs. I spelled affairs wrong, but yep. On top of this whole craziness, I have the ability to finish the 9 credit hours over the summer. So I had finished the 9 credit hours, assuming I went to Liberty in this time span. My time at Liberty here. This is assuming I go. And this is the amount of stuff that I still have left to do with that silver track. I know I used gold, but to get kind of ready in about this 2.5. Gold actually shows it pretty well. 2.5. And then I'd be moving 2 weeks after Christmas. New Year's, be like moving to Lynchburg, Virginia, which I've never done before. I've never been out, never been outside of this house. I've never lived not in this town. I've never not lived in this area or in this house. I had to figure it all out pretty much on my own. I called up Liberty. I also had to figure out acne medication. Not this is a huge deal or anything. My skin is clearing up, so that's nice. You have to kind of make that mental adjustment of, okay, now I have to redo doctor's appointments. I have to move things now. It's like the logistical side and the medical side and the adult life side that was all very new to me. But I grew a lot in that respect. Oh, there was one thing too, and the real ticker, and I'm kind of surprised I left it out. Classes. Registration for my classes. And there were a few that I placed out of, which are tests I took online. Another thing too is tests online on top of schoolwork. And a lot of the people too that I was babysitting for wanted me to watch their kids or go on a date night one more time before I left. That's right, overtime. Which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. I love babysitting. Kids are pretty great. I know it doesn't appear to be a lot on my plate, but there was at that time. And this is another fun thing I'll explain about on a whole separate note. I'm in a showcase, and I have to prepare. I kind of have yet to prepare for this. I'm in a showcase, which means ticket sales, portfolios, printing, banners, setup. And on top of that, I was also doing photo gigs. Let's draw up just a little camera. A lot of this stuff started out with just basic, I'm going to Liberty, this will be fine. It's sad, it's a lot to prepare for, it's stressful, but mentally I can handle it. This was the first wave. The loan, the housing, regular school, I knew I had to quit my job, and social affairs. Then other stuff got added on around the time when I needed to start moving out. So I'd say as soon as Thanksgiving was over. So turkey, how should let's do a cornucopia. Thanksgiving ends, and then I have to worry about the showcase because that's when I got contacted, which is really great and fun. I got extra photography gigs because people knew I was leaving. This was prior, but it was still kind of in that vein of time. I photographed my cousin's wedding. Then I had to register for my classes. That came online testing, and then that's when the overtime kicked in. My camera did that thing where it times out at 23 minutes. My brain timer was like, it's been 23 minutes. So yeah, overtime. So wave 2 kicked about. So we'll pretty much, so gold is wave 1, and then blue is wave 2. During wave 2, which was Thanksgiving, my advisor called me that week, and through that correspondence of the week after Thanksgiving, I was doing online testing. She put in her email, so we're like talking back and forth about this. Excited for your enrollment of a cinematic arts program fall 2020. Now that is, if you guys know your calendar. Oh, we're still going. Fall 2020. What? So I was trying not to get overworked about it and think about it too much because, you know, there was sort of all this going on that I wanted to focus on and not, you know, like freak myself out about. There's so much going on, I can't feel the walls. I got a call from her Thursday discussing, so we were going to talk about classes so I could finally get registered in my classes. And Christmas was a month away. That also meant that finals were 2 weeks away. Our last week of classes was the following week after I got the phone call. Thanksgiving, right? Okay. So week I got the phone call. Last week of classes. Okay, yeah. Finals. A week of break between Christmas and finals. Christmas, right? Yep. New Year's. Showcase. I would move that weekend after the showcase. This railroad track looking thing here was kind of, it was what was happening. As you can imagine, that was kind of a lot. So she calls me up and she's like, hey, so before we get started, she's like telling me she's excited that I'm going, and I was like, I'm excited too. She's like, do you have any questions for me? And I said, yeah, your email, fall 2020. And she said, yeah, fall 2020. Okay, once again, what? I told her, I was like, no, I was told that if I go in the spring semester of January 2019, I would be able to go into the film program of fall August 2019. She said, no, you still have 18 plus 15 plus credit hours to even qualify. That, I think I also spelled qualify wrong. I don't know why I got accepted. 15 plus credit hours to even qualify. The associate's degree is 60. 60 AA credit hours with 9 left to go. 51. Left. Don't write leave, write left. Brain is not. I like think about this now. Brain is just like puddle. Like armadillos. That means I should have 51 left. And the standard number is 45 to qualify. I'll write Q for qualify. 45 to even qualify. She told me I only have 30. Yeah. What? No, I don't. I was like, well, what about AP scores? She's like, we never got those. Then you have to add in another fun thing of affairs. I'll add another sticky note. This is kind of giving you a visual what my brain pretty much looked like the entire time. And then she's like, resend over your high school transcript. And this requires $25, the AP scores. And then the high school transcript takes up to 2 weeks' time. Okay, that's a lot, but hopefully we can kind of get that boiled out. And I was like, well, okay, so let's assume we get those in, and that knocks out some credit hours, and that kind of gets me up to what we qualified. She's like, well, if you still, and I'm not going to do it just what she said, but she basically said, if I go in the spring semester of 2019, I would have, 18 plus credit hours in the spring, and then I'd have to take 4 more classes in an 8-week course. So let's do 8 weeks till program. If we're going to do, like, the film program. I hope you guys can tell that's film. I swear I'm an artist. So film program of fall 2019. It looks like a flag. And then this would be, so 4 more classes in an 8-week program for summer because they're short terms is 16 credit hours because it times 2. 16 weeks and then 8 weeks, you guys know math. So 16 left to basically even qualify for the film program. Then she told me, and this was the real thing that got me, I still had yet to apply to the film program. And the film program required an interview, so like me going up there, traveling 2.5 hours. I would then have to write a 1,000-word essay on a movie idea, that was fine. The application part, and a letter of reference from a teacher. I also think I spelled professor wrong. On top of what the AP scores, the high school transcript, quitting my job and then needing to find a new nanny, the overtime of the babysitting jobs that I had gotten. Thankfully, I did finish the online testing. The registration of my classes, the showcase, me still signing off on the loan, the confirmation of housing, my regular schooling, the social affairs, which I still had to do, and the photography gigs, in which I was still also getting paid for and asked to do. Then we add the 2.5-hour travel interview itself, scheduling that interview, the 1,000-word movie essay, the application, which you can pretty much do that in like an hour, so that's not bad. And then the letter of reference from a professor, which, by the way, found out the week after Thanksgiving. What's the week after that? The last week of classes, and then what's after that? Finals. I don't know if any of you guys have ever tracked down a teacher before for a letter of reference. Kind of like a nagging wife. It'd be me nagging a professor on top of the last week of classes and finals. So you know they're already stressed out to the max in their grading. And by the way, we had a threat of snow, and we got snow. We got a lot of snow. So it's really glad I didn't travel because there would have been no way. Because I literally it snowed. The weather, once again, not on my side. Hurricanes and then a snowstorm. This was basically what I was dealing with 2 weeks out. So let's put that, so let's do Thanksgiving here, right? We're going to transition over to red because this is the O period. Thanksgiving week. Then we have the week I find out, last week of classes, then finals, and then my last week of work break, and then the week before Christmas, which was travel to PA, Christmas itself, then New Year's, then move in, well, showcase, then move in. I pretty much had to make a decision. My advisor was pretty cool, telling me the candidness of the situation. She also told me, too, that with me just enrolling as a student, my GPA is pretty much wiped clean. It is not pretty much wiped clean. It is wiped clean because I'm in a new institution. Not able to break up any summer classes at all, and I would have to take like the 16 credit hours in a straight 8-week shot right off of an 18 plus credit hour, and then 8 weeks, and I pretty much roll straight into the film program, and that nixes the entire idea of the 9 credit hours. Like, this would be non-existent, and the associate's degree would not get finished. That was a lot to take in on one phone call. That pretty much everything I'd been planning for and had announced and made preparations for fell through, especially after making the decision itself was so difficult. And I knew that I didn't want to hate and be stressed out with college more than I was due to kind of living situation. So I have this nasty habit of like making myself too busy. God, I'm so tired. I got my camera. Okay. Oh, we have like 10 minutes left, so I'll wrap it up. I didn't want to add to that to more than what I was already doing. My advisor talked to the board of directors at the film program, the ones who would give me the interview, and they pretty much told me not to apply. The likelihood of me getting in was low due to the fact that I still had like a semester and a half or semester's worth of credit hours. So I decided to nix the idea entirely until the fall and deferred my enrollment and withdrew from the spring. The one thing I was really holding off on too was the fact that I had quit my job, and I did put the people I worked for in a bind, the loan, because that had been approved. So those things were like, I don't really know if I can tell people yet, but I pretty much wanted to give myself time to think about it and let everything mull over and get my actual like personal life in order to then share it with you guys and explain what happened. I decided to stay, and what I'm going to do, finish the 9 credit hours. Take all this off because this is all over with now. Blue is my favorite color. So 9 credit hours. And that's what I'm going to do, which is 3 classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 9 to noon. And I was doing after school pickup, so that was my nannying job, Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 6 for a year and a half week. Decided, since I'd already pretty much planned on quitting and they got a replacement, and things kind of worked out for another family that I watched for, I basically quit and left my job. So I'm unemployed. Which a lot of people wouldn't like, but for me feels pretty fantastic. I pretty much was given the ultimatum to take a break. I say take a break in a relative term because, like I said, knowing me, I'm pretty much a self-made busy person. And so this just screams free time. What more can I do? So any hour of free time, I'm like, I need it. I like eat it like candy. Seeing this is a huge relief. All of this, just as a visual, there's a lot of sticky notes here. I feel like that was probably the best decision. I'm gonna see what I can do with my camera, and I don't know. I wrote a script too for one of the final projects. It was 30 pages and it was pretty cool. See what I can do with this bad boy in the meantime. Yeah, maybe it's a little less about doing all this, a little more of doing this. Maybe enjoy life a little bit and learn to live it instead of trying to steer it. Maybe a break isn't such a bad thing. I hope you guys catch one soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that makes some sense and clears things up. Alright, I'll keep you posted, because more vlogs? Maybe. Yeah. Alright. Toodaloo. Bye, gang. See you later. Bye.